Hi and welcome. In this workshop, I am going to walk you through the work product on the OAE Assessment of Professional Knowledge, Middle Childhood, 4-9-002, and show you exactly how I would write a response that passes. Let us get started. Before we dive in, I put together a free guide to this assignment for you. You can grab it from the link at the top of the description. First, let me tell you what this assignment is. You will write about 200 to 300 words. And here is what matters most. You are scored on purpose, professional knowledge, rationale, and support. Keep those in mind, because everything I show you comes back to them. Now, how is it scored? A top response hits the highest level on every point you see here. So that is exactly what I am going to show you how to do. In this part, I am going to show you a sample assignment, just like what you will see on test day. I will read it to you, and then teach you how I would write a passing response. Here are the directions. Read the scenario, then complete the assignment that follows. Write a response of approximately 200 to 300 words addressed to the other members of the committee, describing your ideas about the issue of teachers' use of student self-assessment practices. Your response should address each of the tasks below. Here is scenario. This is the Student Engagement Committee. Take a moment to look it over, then I will show you how to use it. And here is what you are asked to do. Explain why teachers' use of student self-assessment practices is important. Describe 2 steps school staff can take to increase teachers' use of student self-assessment practices. Explain why each step you describe would be effective in increasing teachers' use of student self-assessment practices. So how do you earn that top score? Answer every part of the task. Name the professional concept. Do not just give an opinion. Back up each point with specific evidence from the materials, and keep it within the length. Now watch how I would write it. Colleagues, student self-assessment deserves a central place in our engagement plan because motivation follows ownership. When students set specific short-term goals, measure their own work against clear criteria, and chart their progress, learning stops being something done to them and becomes something they direct. That autonomy, paired with visible evidence of their own growth, feeds exactly the sense of competence young adolescents need, and it builds the metacognitive habit of planning, monitoring, and evaluating that strengthens learning in any subject. The motivation slide our surveys describe is, at its heart, an ownership problem, and self-assessment is the most direct ownership tool we have. I propose 2 steps. First, give teachers a ready-to-use starter kit, goal-setting sheets, student progress trackers, and rubric-based self-check forms, and model the routine live in each department meeting. The biggest barriers to any new practice are preparation time and uncertainty about what it looks like. Concrete, low preparation tools remove the cost of trying it, and a brief live model gives teachers a clear picture to imitate on day 1. Second, build a sharing cycle into our existing team meetings. Teachers who pilot the routine bring student goal charts and results each month, and colleagues plan one small trial of their own. Sustained, collaborative follow-up changes practice in ways one-time training does not, and nothing persuades a hesitant teacher like a colleague's real students showing real growth down the hall. Each small success builds the next teacher's confidence, which is how a pilot becomes a school-wide habit. Now, let us go back over my constructed response, and let me highlight exactly why this response would receive a passing score. Notice how I open by stating the answer before the scorer even has to hunt for it. Motivation follows ownership is a thesis sentence that directly satisfies the purpose criterion in the very first breath. Notice also how I layer professional vocabulary like autonomy, sense of competence, and metacognitive habit throughout the paragraph, which is where the professional knowledge criterion gets paid. I close by looping back to the prompt's own framing, the motivation slide, so the scorer can see I am answering exactly the task that was set and not drifting into a general essay about assessment. Notice how I open with I propose 2 steps as a signpost, which tells the scorer exactly where we are in the structure and makes the purpose unmistakable. This is the direct answer to the describe 2 steps portion of the prompt. Notice how the list of concrete tools functions as specific evidence rather than a vague gesture at resources, giving the scorer something real to credit under rationale and support. I then name the 2 barriers the kit removes, preparation time and uncertainty, which is the explain why each step would be effective portion of the task answered in the same paragraph. Notice how second opens the paragraph as a clean transition marker that signals we are completing the two-step structure introduced in paragraph 2, keeping the response tightly organized for the scorer. The image of colleagues bringing student goal charts to a monthly meeting is concrete and observable evidence, not an abstract policy, which is exactly what rationale and support rewards. I close with a causal chain. Small success builds confidence. Confidence builds habit. That explicitly explains why the step would be effective, satisfying the final clause of the task prompt. And that is it. You can absolutely do this. When you are ready to practice with instant feedback, head to TeacherPreps.com.